catch 'em all.
Hey guys, Pokedan here. The other week, as I was watching YouTube, a few videos by TrueGreen7 popped up in my recommended videos tab. In these videos, TrueGreen7 filmed himself walking around his neighborhood, and anything he recorded on his walk, he could then turn into Pokemon. Watching this video, I must admit, it looked like a ton of fun, so I thought I'd do the same. Of course, this isn't a video idea that I came up with, so all credit goes to TrueGreen7. Be sure to go check out his series on this if you haven't already. There was actually another reason why I was so keen to get out there and create some Pokemon, and that's because I've recently been trying to better my drawing skills with the help of Skillshare, who is the sponsor of today's video. I'm sure you guys have heard of them before, but for those who haven't, Skillshare is an online website that offers thousands of courses to help you better your skills at pretty much anything. Personally, I've been using this website to advance my skills with the Adobe software, as well as enrolling in lessons to learn how to draw. Because Skillshare has made me so excited to get out there and create some illustrations, this video is dedicated to them. If you guys are interested in learning some new skills, by using my limited time personalized code, which will be linked down below, you will receive 2 free months to use the software. With summer break coming up, why not take the time to learn some new skills and have a bit of fun in the process? You guys know that I barely ever promote any brands on my channel, and that's because when they approach me with a product that I don't believe in, I don't want to pretend that it's really great to you guys. So believe me when I say I really do think Skillshare is a great website, so be sure to check it out. Anyway, with that being said, let's get started with today's video. So as I planned the route for my walk, I decided that there could be some awesome inspiration for Pokemon to create down on the beach. Now, I didn't anticipate the weather looking so dreadful with it being summer almost, but I was just thankful that it wasn't raining at this point. Also, my friend Chris joined me on the walk because honestly, he's just like a spider monkey. He's not afraid to climb anything, and that was something that could definitely come in handy, and well, it did, as you'll find out later. So as we left the car and headed down to the beach, I kinda realised that it was just bare with only sand as far as the eye could see. But hey, I was hopeful, so I headed down onto the sand. As I walked down the steps, I did see an interesting stick that I thought might have been interesting to use. But then I looked over and I saw a family playing with a kite. So to my knowledge, there isn't a kite Pokemon that exists. So I definitely thought that could make a cool Pokemon. So with that in my mind, I became quite hopeful and I continued with my walk. Seeing as I was on the beach, I thought that some cool discoveries could be made in a rock pool. If we could find one, that was. The beach we were on didn't really have any rock pools, so we decided to check if there were any animals hiding between the giant rocks that were set up to protect the coast. As we were walking over to the rocks, we did find some seagulls, some cool shells, and a piece of glass that looked pretty awesome. So again, these could potentially be used on a Pokemon design. As we approached the rocks and searched for critters, we found absolutely nothing, and all hope was lost. As I was desperately searching from the ground, Chris, being the madman he was climbing up the coastal protection and jumping around like Spider-Man, trying to also find anything that he could. At this point, the tide was coming in, and I was a bit worried that I had nothing really good to turn into a Pokemon. But then Chris yelled, "Starfish!" And sure enough, we found a starfish. Now me, I've not been to the beach in a year or so I was excited to see this animal, and I definitely knew that I could turn it into a Pokemon. So with that done, we decided to call it a day on the walk. However, as we were walking back to the car, Chris then found a crab. This critter was definitely nippy, and it made me think that it could be a dark type. As well as that, the crab started digging into the sand and then it pretty much vanished, making me think of more possibilities for a new crab Pokemon. After this, we then headed back to the car with no interruptions this time, and that was a wrap on my Pokemon walk. With what I had found, I had 2 new Pokemon in my mind already, and they were to be based on the starfish and the crab, with features of other things that I saw in my walk also. Anyway, that being said, let's get onto Photoshop and create some new Pokemon. So yeah, this part of the video is not going to be scripted, and I just wanted to say that I'm really not the best at Photoshop. As I said with Skillshare, I'm learning and I will get there, I feel, but yeah, it's going to take time. Anyway, I decided for the Starfish Pokemon to give it a bit of a personality, so it's going to be attached to this rock. It's very much going to be like Kamala, in the sense that it moves with its rock and attacks with its rock. Yeah, as well as that, as you can see, like the little diamonds, that's actually the shiny glass I found, except when you put it on the design, it looks a bit more like, well, it looks a bit like diamonds, I guess, but, you know, I thought that would make the rock cool. The starfish itself, I was contemplating on not giving it eyes, but in the end I thought, you know what, it didn't look right without eyes, it looked too much like a starfish, and I was going to give it one eye in the middle, but I thought that would look too much like Star Me or Star You, so I wanted to make this thing its own Pokemon. I gave it some little, I guess, teeth at the end of its tips as well, so I thought that was cool. There could be some lore behind that. But yeah, like I said, the starfish, it just attacks with its rock, and yeah, it lives on its rock too, so that's kind of like its thing. I know it's just like Kamala, but yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a cool concept because although I didn't talk about it in the video, I did see some snails clinging to rocks, and I thought that could be a cool concept, so I just did that with the starfish. Yeah, the eyes I wasn't too sure about, but I guess this is what I did in the end. I just gave it like kind of vertical squint eyes. Yeah, like I said, I'm not really the best at Photoshop, so I am about to show my results, guys. So yeah, this is the Starfish Pokemon. So yeah, this is the finished version of the Starfish Pokemon that I am gonna be calling Stolder. Stolder because it's a name combination of Starfish and Boulder, and as well as that, here is a alternate version of Stolder made by my friend Hack Insomniac, which just looks incredible, so yeah. Hats off to John for that. If you're interested in following his work, his Twitter will be linked down below, as with everything else. But yeah, Stolder, it's known as the Starfish Rock Pokemon. It's not very creative, but yeah. Its Pokedex entry states, there has never been a reported sighting of this Pokemon not being attached to its rock. Stolder lives and attacks using its rock, and it's known to be quite a violent Pokemon. So yeah, that's Stolder. That's just a pure rock type, by the way, guys, and yeah, that being said, let's move on to the next Pokemon. So next up, we have the crab Pokemon that we were gonna make, and I've decided to make this Pokemon partially based on a crab and partially based on coastal protection, since that's where the crab and the starfish actually were found, you know, living. So yeah, straight off, I gave this Pokemon a long body and kind of massive legs. I thought, I don't want to make it look like a typical crab, so that's what I decided to do. I created a rough sketch, and I guess I was happy with that. Yeah, then I just continued. This crab, what's unique about it is that on its back, yeah, on its back is the coastal protection, even though I couldn't draw it that great, but yeah, that's what that's meant to be. Thinking about it now, it is a bit like Crustle and Dwebble, but hey, whatever, you know, this is what I saw on my walk, so this is my Pokemon. It's not Crustle, it's not Dwebble. Yeah, you know what, guys, recording live really makes me realize how heavily I have to rely on scripts, but yeah. So the claws was something that I kind of struggled with. I didn't really know how to make them look, and I guess, I don't know, looking back on this Pokemon now, I would probably give it sharper claws, because it was quite nippy. Like, it did bite quite a lot. Well, not bite, but pinch. It was quite violent. And for that, you know, I've given it a certain typing, which you shall see very shortly. But yeah, I wanted to give it angry eyes and quite an intimidating looking mouth. Yeah, so that's just the crab's main body out of the way. Now I focused on making the coastal protection. I did add a bit more rocks from, you know, my initial sketch. So yeah, I mean, I believe I did anyway. Come on, Dan, get back to it. But yeah. Oh, okay, so yeah, I give it more legs because crabs do have more legs, of course. And I give it some patterns too to make it stand out a bit. So overall, this is a design I'm quite happy with, and yeah, I think this is a Pokemon you don't really want to mess with. So let's you know, take an official look at the final version of this Pokemon. So this Pokemon is known as Malice Station. Now that is quite a long name, but it's a combination of malicious and crustacean. There we go, we got there in the end. Anyway, Malice Station is a ground and dark type. I gave it the ground type, of course, because when we saw it, it was digging down, and I thought, well, you can't not give it the ground type after seeing that. And of course, the dark type because it was quite nippy. Yeah, this is the Pokemon, so it's Pokedex entry. Malice Station are found living on beaches, and they disguise themselves by using the rocks on their backs. These Pokemon are not afraid to attack anything in sight and are also fond of digging. So yeah, that's Malice Station out of the way. So these are my two finished Pokemon, Stolder and Malice Station. Be sure to let me know which one you guys preferred down below. So this video, guys, I've had a lot of fun creating, and I just want to give a huge thank you to TrueGreen7 for making his video, because without that I wouldn't have wanted to do this myself. So again, definitely be sure to check out his videos on the topic. They are very enjoyable. You will not regret watching them. One more shout out goes to Skillshare. Thank you for sponsoring the video, and yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Also, be sure to make some of your own Pokemon and send me them on Twitter, and also tell me down below which Pokemon you did prefer. But with all that being said, for now, I've been Pokedan, you've been amazing, and I'll see you guys next time.